So good morning, everyone, and good morning once again, and welcome to Inclusive Africa Conference 2023, Day 2. For those who are just joining us for the first time, my name is Teddy Otieno, and I am your MC today. Well, yesterday we had insightful discussions, inspiring presentations, and I agree that they were indeed engaging interactions, highlighting the power of technology, the power of innovation, and collaboration in driving positive change. So today we are ready to build upon that momentum and dive even deeper into the crucial topics surrounding disability inclusion, surrounding matters accessibility and empowerment. So once again, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our speakers, to all our sponsors, partners, and each one of you for your presence and commitment to inclusivity. So let us embark on the second day of the Inclusive Africa Conference with today's sessions. We have an exciting lineup of sessions ahead, and as we progress through these sessions, I encourage you to engage with the panelists, ask questions, and participate in the discussions. Remember to use the hashtag Inclusive Africa 2023, that is hashtag Inclusive Africa 2023 on social media to join the online conversation and share your insights. We begin the morning with our opening keynote. A warm welcome to Ms. Daniela Bas, who has recently left a role at the United Nations and now consults on international social sustainable development. Well, Daniela couldn't join us in person, but she has recorded her remarks for us in advance. And I leave it to the team to prepare that address. So the cue is yours. Let's have Ms. Daniela.
Ladies and gentlemen and friends, today I'm really honored to be part of this important conference about Africa, development, and persons with disabilities. As a former United Nations Director of the Division for Inclusive Social Development of the Department of Economic and Social Affairs, today I stand before you in my new role with my International Sustainability Advisory Boutique, with the idea of inspiring visionary leaders like you to prioritize social development and sustainability in their organization and company. So I'm really proud to be with you here today. And my mission is inspired by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In this short presentation, I will share with you some possible innovative approaches to address the social dimension of sustainability in Africa for persons with disabilities, making also reference to the Agenda 2030 and the Agenda 2063 of Africa, with few examples of good practices, and then also my conclusions. Now, the Agenda 2030, known also as the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and Agenda 2063, the African Union's vision for the continent, will both recognize the significance of leaving no one behind. And people with disabilities in Africa constitutes a substantial portion of the population. One of the areas of focus that emerged throughout this conference and the program of this conference is education. And I can testify myself how important education is. I became paraplegic at the age of 6, couple of months before enrolling to primary school in 1967. And in those years in Italy, there were special schools for children with disabilities, and the other children were attending mainstream schools. My parents and the dean of the primary school thought that because I was using a wheelchair, there was no need to attend a special school. I could attend, the mainstream school, the ordinary school, and I was very lucky. So that's where I started my studies. And 3 years later in Italy, the law passed, where all children with and without disabilities attend the same school, mainstream school. Therefore, accessible and inclusive education is a fundamental right that enables persons with disabilities to acquire knowledge and skills throughout adulthood, enhance the opportunity for employment, SDG 8, while education is SDG 4, and economic empowerment and social integration, that is reducing inequalities, SDG 10. So innovative practices have emerged across the continent of Africa. And here I am mentioning Uganda with the Inclusive Education Initiative that supports children with disabilities to attend a mainstream school, have appropriate accommodation and support. And of course, assistive technologies and adapting teaching methods and training teachers is key. Ensuring the economic empowerment of persons with disabilities, as I said, is crucial. And unemployment rates among this group remain very high in general and also in the African continent. So a positive example of good practices is the Business for Disability initiative in Kenya that fosters inclusive employment practices by sensitizing employers, providing vocational training, and facilitating access to assistive technologies. Healthcare and social protection systems must be inclusive as well to address the specific needs of persons with disabilities. And in Africa, the provision of accessible health services remains a challenge due to limited resources and inadequate infrastructures, be there are physical infrastructures, architectural, technological infrastructures, or cultural ones. But there is an innovative solution that has emerged. And here I'm making reference to South Africa with the Mobile Health Clinics project that utilizes mobile units equipped with assistive technologies to reach remote areas, and provide healthcare services to persons with disabilities. Additionally, the social dimensions of sustainability encompass social inclusion, participation, and the promotion of equal rights for all individuals. And here I would like to mention the Disability Rights Advocacy Campaign in Nigeria, which is an excellent example of raising awareness and advocating for the rights of persons with disabilities. So, in conclusion, the social dimensions of sustainability in Africa for persons with disabilities require innovative approaches to foster inclusivity and achieve the goals set forth by the Agenda 2030 and the Agenda 2063. Investing in accessible education, inclusive employment practices, healthcare, social protection systems, we can empower persons with disabilities to actively participate in society, realize their full potential, and contribute to sustainable development. As we move forward, let's remember that inclusivity is also a strategic investment. By embracing innovative practices, we can harness the untapped potential of persons with disabilities, foster their meaningful participation, build a more sustainable and equitable future in Africa. And I invite you to follow up on a possible World Social Summit in 2025 and contribute to its success, because this will be the second one after 30 years passed by from the first one held in Copenhagen in 1995. And I'm happy to engage. Thank you.